So with keeping who I allow around me and who have assets around me too, it's important for you to know about spiritual warfare. Spiritual warfare is basically just unforeseen forces in here playing in your energetic field. Let's just say that. Playing on your emotions, your mind, playing on influencing other people to influence you, to try to stop you, deter you, and all this other stuff, whatever. Like, I knew I was under spiritual attack, but I don't give too much attention or focus or power to things that truly have no power. Because at the end of the day, I still know what it is that I need to do. And I'm going to do it. So, I don't keep people around me. I don't have anyone around me, but I only have my family. Again, my family is my biggest challenge. Biggest. And so they are easily susceptible to influence me in my journey. And they actually have been. And it's sad and it's really unfortunate because they don't know how they were being used, basically, in this journey of mine. And so I've never been one to dream. I never had dreams really. And I remember my friend, she had a dream about basically the world up in flames and things was basically being destroyed or whatever not. And then my cousin, he had the same exact dream and described it to the T that was similar to hers. Again, God speaks to us in different ways. And so I was asking God, like, I want to dream too. Like, I want to have dreams as well, because what they talking about is crazy work, right? It's crazy. And this was back in 2021. And so then I had my first dream, February of 2021, but it was one of restoration. It was one of healing. It was like there was this figure, either God, Jesus, Yahshua, out of the sky, basically, and it was providing like healing energy and restoration to the world after a place of destruction and chaos. Afterwards came healing. So I've always, held on to that. But my second, and this was my first dream, was like sometime in February 2021. And then my next dream was, I remember these Chinese people, they were teaching me how to fight, but I wasn't like fighting people. They was like demons and things of that sort. Like, it was like dark energy and dark forces that I was learning to fight. And this was back in 2021. And so then afterwards, I started to dream more often. And my dreams, I wrote them down, and they are significant and they are accurate for the most part. And what I noticed on my journey is that when I'm distracted or not on course or not doing what I need to do, everything's fine and dandy. Everything's great, But each and every time I get focused, I get disciplined on what God has asked me to do on my journey, trying to do what, I know I need to do, then that's where all the shenanigans happen. That's where I feel the energy, like my energy shifts. Again, I sit with myself. I meditate a lot. I know my regular state of being. And so I can feel when my energy shifts, and especially shifts in a negative state of being. That's not my normal state of being. So then I had to learn to reflect on what's affecting my energy field to either even be that way. And so I'll think of my thoughts and things of that sort that could have played a part in why my energy has shifted. And it's just, there's no reason. Sometimes there's no reason. And some days I'll just wake up just in a very just weird feeling where I'm so deeply immersed in it where I can't shake it or get myself out of it, where I just need to start over, go to sleep and try to start over. But I know that's not my regular state of being, my energy. I know that's not. And all this time, like when all this stuff was happening to me or whatever not, I knew it was spiritual warfare. I knew it was spiritual attacks. And again, I don't, like, it is what it is, okay? It's not, ooh, I'm under a spiritual attack. Well, it's not like that. And I was very much so aware, but my whole focus was learning how to get out of it or shake it, to be able to continue to do my work and, again, not allow it to overtake me, because there was times, again, as you heard, I gave into it. I was tired, I was exhausted going through it constantly. It becomes tiring and it becomes exhausting, and of course where you want to give up. But then, of course, giving up, you just gave them your power, so that's not an option. I always knew giving up was an option. I may have delayed myself, I may have struggled a little bit, and gave in, but I never allowed it to stop me, ever. And it came, right? But what hurt the most is the people that were being used against me. Again, I told you I started having dreams. My dreams are valid. Again, because I test it out. I test each and every individual that are in question in my dreams, and it confirms it. I don't question them like I had a dream and you did X, Y. No, it's just be subtle, in conversation. Just throwing things out there and just seeing if they basically take the bait. Right? Right. So, my sister made me look at my sister a little differently. The second oldest, right? My op, right? She's the one who introduced me or told me to go to the psychic, right? Now, this individual, there were so many red flags with her that I obviously ignored. This one plays in the occult, but she hides it. She hides it very well. And I say that because she don't talk about spiritual stuff or all that other stuff. She doesn't talk about it. And I remember I was in my apartment, I don't know when, back in 2020, 21, I don't know. And I remember because I was, again, trying to find things to heal myself, just ingredients, natural remedies to heal myself. So I had it written down in a notebook, and she came by, was like, oh, you dibbling, dabbling in that witchcraft or whatever not. And ain't nothing was written down. It was about some cayenne pepper, some garlic or something, just some food remedies. Again, I'm sitting here trying to increase my health. And I'm like, what? That threw me for a loop. Okay, disregard. So then I started selling crystals. And I posted it on Facebook Marketplace. And she commented on my tourmaline, talking about how I need to be careful with that crystal and things of that sort. How do you even know about crystals? Right? How do you know? Again, disregard. Then what was a giveaway? I bought a book. It was like a book of spells or something, because I'm just trying to see the things that they do. Okay? Again, I'm aware of witchcraft and all that other stuff, the spiritual work. But it's how do y'all do this stuff? What do y'all be doing? Right? And so I remember having it delivered, and she came over one time and she was like, oh, I read that book, or I got that book, or something like that. And it's I got a whole bookshelf of books. And you mean you got this one? You read this one? You familiar with this one? Right? But you would never know. It's not something she posts or speak about or things of that sort. You want to know something else? Her child's father, they had their issues in the past. You want to know what he is? He's bound to a wheelchair for the rest of his life, unable to care for himself or take care of himself. Yeah. Now, in my dreams, it was weird. It was what is she doing, right? And so it was revealed to me by God that she was wishing harm to me. Not just harm like an incident or an accident. No, she was wishing death on me. I'm like, that's how much you dislike me? That's how much you envy me? Unwarranted. Unwarranted. That, I ain't gonna lie, that hurt, because it's like, what? What?